if one click turned your curiosity into a permanent problem? No warnings, no undo button. Tonight you'll see what actually happens when people go too far into the dark web. Most people think the dark web is just hackers, mystery forums, and edgy anonymity. That's the lie that gets people in trouble. Because the deeper you go, the rules change and curiosity stops being harmless. This isn't a theory. This is what actually happens. First, let's clear the confusion. The dark web is not the deep web. Your email, your bank account, your cloud storage, that's the deep web. Normal, legal. The dark web is different. It requires special software like Tor, which hides your identity by routing your internet traffic through multiple servers all around the world. That anonymity is powerful and incredibly dangerous, because once there's no identity, there's no accountability. Things that would never survive on the regular internet can thrive there. It's a space built on the idea that no one knows who you are, which sounds liberating until you realize it applies to everyone, including those with the worst intentions. This fundamental difference is what sets the stage for everything that follows. Everyone who goes too far starts the exact same way. They tell themselves, I'm just looking. I won't interact with anyone. I'll close the window if it gets weird. That mindset is precisely how people get trapped. At first, it feels quiet, almost underwhelming. You'll see basic forums, marketplaces that look like old websites from the 90s, hidden blogs, but then you start to notice something deeply unsettling. There are no ads. There's no moderation. There are no safety rails whatsoever. The things you take for granted on the normal internet, the algorithms showing you what you want to see, the content filters, the community guidelines, they just don't exist. That's when the entire tone shifts, and you realize you're not in a digital theme park, you're in the wild, one former dark web user described it like this: you don't find the worst stuff. It finds you. Once you stay long enough, the automated algorithms of the surface web disappear, and they're replaced by humans. People will message you directly. They'll test your boundaries. They'll send you an innocent-looking message, asking what you're really looking for. They're not just being friendly. They're probing. They're trying to figure out if you're a tourist, a law enforcement officer, or someone genuinely seeking what they have to offer. And that single moment, that first direct message from a stranger in an unmonitored environment, is when your curiosity officially turns into exposure. You're no longer a passive observer. You're now a participant, whether you want it to be or not. Go deep enough, and you will eventually encounter things you can't unsee: illegal marketplaces selling everything from drugs and military-grade weapons to stolen identities and counterfeit cash. You'll find real crime footage that never hits the news networks, raw and unfiltered. You'll stumble upon sophisticated scam networks specifically designed to bait newcomers and drain their cryptocurrency wallets. You'll see forums dedicated to exploitation and abuse, where the worst aspects of humanity are discussed openly. And here's the brutal, cold, hard truth that most people don't realize: just viewing certain material can already be a serious crime in many countries. No interaction is required. The act of accessing and viewing the content itself is enough to land you in legal trouble. Your curiosity doesn't grant you immunity. Most people think the main danger of the dark web is the shadowy figures lurking in the digital corners. It's not. The real risk is you. It's the trace you inevitably leave behind. Yes, the Tor browser hides your IP address, but it does not hide your behavior. It doesn't make you invincible. One wrong download, one click on a fake link that looks legitimate, one malicious file disguised as something innocent. The malware on the dark web isn't sloppy or amateurish. It's surgical. It's designed by professionals for maximum impact. We're talking about keyloggers that record every single thing you type, including your passwords and bank details. We're talking about remote access Trojans that can turn on your webcam and microphone without you knowing. They can gain full system control of your computer. You won't even know you've been compromised until it's far too late. This is where things escalate from a creepy experience to a life-altering event. People have lost everything. We've seen cases of entire crypto wallets being emptied in seconds, personal photos and private documents being leaked publicly for anyone to see, real world home addresses being exposed, leading to threats and stalking. And for some, they've lost their freedom after law enforcement investigations traced their activity back to them. Some of these victims were specifically targeted because they made themselves a target, but many others were just careless. They made a simple mistake. The dark web doesn't forgive mistakes, it monetizes them. Every slip up, every moment of carelessness is an opportunity for someone else to profit from your misfortune. There's no customer support to call when things go wrong, and here's the part that almost no one talks about, the psychological cost. Even if nothing tangible happens to you, you don't get scammed. Your identity isn't stolen, something inside you changes. Repeated exposure to extreme, disturbing, or violent content literally rewires your brain. Desensitization kicks in. The things that used to shock you no longer do. Your normal boundaries of what's acceptable start to blur. Former users consistently report long-term anxiety, paranoia, and chronic stress, even years after they've stopped visiting. They become suspicious of everything, constantly worried they left a digital footprint that could come back to haunt them. The initial thrill of curiosity fades away, but the damage doesn't. You can close the browser, but you can't always shut off the memories. So here's the real question: is your curiosity worth your privacy, your mental health, or your future? If this video made you pause and think twice, good. That's the entire point. Subscribe if you want real stories, real risks, and no sugarcoating. Like this video so more people see what they're actually walking into. And comment one word, enough, if you now understand why some doors should stay closed. Because once you go too far into the dark web, there's no guarantee you come back the same.